all our events, engagements, it can personalize things for us. We can look at enhancing communication 24/7 with chatbots and things like that. Young people can engage, and you can get access to information. We look at operational efficiency. The club is huge. It needs to save its resources effectively. How do we ensure that we can do predictive maintenance on all our equipment so that we can be targeted and we can save money? How do we do data-driven decision making? Because if we know so much about the club and we can drive efficiencies across board, then the leadership of the club can focus on very specific areas to grow the club. Improve security. AI can drive a lot of that in terms of facial recognition so that the environment itself can be safe for everybody. They can do anomaly detection. And we talk about things like event management, how it can drive effective forecasting and our budgets, and also help us to better use our resources. These are all incredible things that can save the club a lot of money and actually push the club forward. The club, however, has to deal with these challenges I raised earlier on. Things around data privacy. You must take it seriously. Of members. You must look at the implementation costs. And it must also look at change management, because as we begin to adopt it in the club, some members may be concerned. And so the club needs to look at how does it engage members, to educate members. The Deputy Governor talked about that a little bit. How do we ensure that we can do stakeholder engagement, feedback mechanisms to make sure that people are comfortable? This is important. The good news is all of these things are solvable. They're all solvable. And so we end up at a point where we say, which is the way forward? Should we adopt or not? I think it's not even a question. I think it is clear that technology will be good for our club. Technology is, in fact, the future of our club. Technology guarantees that our club can continue to flourish. Technology means that we can bring in young people and we can engage young people. And that young people joining our club will have the best experiences. At 86, Ikoyi Club has weathered a lot of storm. It has grown. And at every stage, it has faced major challenges. This is one of them. The modern age, which keeps evolving, like the Deputy Governor said. And I say, as we look to this future, we must embrace this future through technology, with courage, with innovation, and with confidence. Because we've always done it and will continue to do it. Thank you very much.
One from Mr. Ben Ijewere. I just hope he's not Otumba Ijewere or Knight Ijewere. It's not my fault. Hold him. But I see Ben Ijewere here. And he says, Your Excellency, sir, Ikoyi Club has kept and maintained its open spaces for sports and recreation. Our generation grew up having homes and neighborhoods with open spaces for recreation and sports. Now, these open spaces are no more. VI, Ikoyi, Surulere, Ikeja, all gone. What are the plans to restore public open spaces or parks for the youth? I suppose that question is for His Excellency, the Deputy Governor. Shall I take that again? Because I see that you're writing. So the question is about open spaces. Mr. Ben Ijewere is saying open spaces are no more seen in Lagos, whether it's VI, Ikoyi, Surulere, or Ikeja. And he's asking, what are the plans to restore public open spaces or parks for the youth in Lagos?
That's for your excellent presentations to all of you. I'm from the Alpha generation. At 77, I'm out of the box. And my name is Miss Yemisi Ransom Kuti. Yes, you can clap for the family now. All that we're doing for you, and we're still doing, is okay. Deputy Governor Hamzat, who's a good friend of mine. We've been having discussions about how to create a good communication system for Lagosians. How do you as a Lagosian know when your street is going to be maintained, when your water is going to be turned on and turned off? We all know the challenges that Lagos State is facing, and we really applaud you for all you are doing. And you are like the diadem, the diamond in the rough of Nigeria. We really congratulate and give you many bozas for what you are doing. But those of us in the Ikoyi Club, we go to London. We go and we are connected online. We know what standard of living is in a modern city. And we don't want to leave Ikoyi Club and go to our home where the road is not tarred, or there's so many issues that contravene, that make it impossible to feel that you are living in the quality of life that you should. So I want you to commit today to me for the discussions we've been having in an environment in Lagos Island, that will be fixed. The date you will fix it, and then you promise everybody else here that we will begin to let you know when we will fix things in your road, in your street. Deputy Governor, you know we're friends now, so it's all right.
All right, thank you
very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank
you all for the brilliant presentations you've given us. I told you I'm alpha now, so you knew what you were expecting.
All right, thank you very much. That's it's more than a double-barrel question. There's even you must. I want you to do this as well in the question. Okay. Can we have any other question for the governor before we go back to him to take on the 2 questions already? All right. While we wait, is there someone? Oh, there you go. Please pass the mic to him. That's the 3rd question we're taking. The first is on open spaces. The second one is a multiple barrel one.
Good afternoon, everyone. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, we thank you for your speech and the other panelists on ground. My question is very simple, sir. You talk about the older generation living for the younger ones. I would want to know the role and the steps the government is taking in checking the business organization runnings of today. What are the plans to ensure smooth business activities for the
age? But you said when you were growing up,
yes,
in Surulere, there were, well, I don't know what year that is, but I guess the population then was 7 million in Lagos. So the challenge is this. If you go from Lagos to Accra, to Sierra Leone, Abidjan, and the rest, our cities are the same. But if you go to Europe, that Grandma Yemisi Ransom Kuka Kuti just tell us that she goes to, the cities are well laid out. So what does this say to us? So it's not just about Nigeria. Like I said, go to all the West African countries, all of them. So the problem is the management of land and fiscal planning. Can I say that again? The problem is management of land and fiscal planning. So as all of us are here, beautiful, well-dressed, you cannot go to the airport and say, I want to travel, but you don't have a passport. The challenge is how many of us have title on our lands, register with government? How many of us? So the reality is, as a people, we live a fluffy life. Meaning, government don't know where a lot of people live. People have assets in other people's names. So that is the challenge. So Mr. Benji, the reality then is, so the population today is now 20 whatever, and it's growing. Every hour, 6,600 people will come to Lagos. Majority of them don't have any address. Can I say that again? They don't have any address. So, in terms of spaces, what we are trying to do now is, and I actually wrote that down because I don't know who has read that book, The Red Dot, Singapore, The Red Dot. The first chapter was when the caterpillar came. When the caterpillar came. And the young man was saying that, they were trying to demolish some areas. And his grandfather, the guy that wrote, said, my grandfather was like this, trying to stop the caterpillar. He said, how I wish my grandfather can see what he was trying to stop. I remember the Minister for Fiscal Planning in Singapore during BRF's time. We took him around Lagos in a helicopter, Tai Kai. And he said, this is exactly Singapore in the 60s. So that what we need to do is, how do we replan our cities? Okobaba, recently you see it in the news. Okobaba that was demolished. So why? Why was it demolished? The regeneration of Okobaba started during Ashwaju when he was governor. In 2004, the place that they were supposed to go to in Agbowa is done. Over 40 billion spent. 300 flats, free to be given. But some NGOs will go and tell them, don't move, oh, they want to, so, it becomes difficult. It becomes difficult. So, boom area was built. If you know logging, they need a boom area. So what is happening today is that they use the lagoon as boom area. That is environmental hazard. Boom area was built, new roads was built, or schools were built. It's there in Agbowa. We've gone there. Even the Federal Ministry of something built where they can use the sawdust as charcoal and the rest for business. So, we all have to make up our minds in terms of managing our physical space in the developing world. In other parts, so, madam, when you go to that London and you are going to the airport, you see those land by your right. Nobody has built there for 100 years. Nobody. But here, they will say, it's anyway. So, but people will want, so we must manage our land. That's the bottom line. And in managing it, you will step on toes for the best for others and for the future generation. So those toes, well, we apologize, but we will step on it. So those spaces will come, but it has to, the land is decreasing. Population is growing, but our land is actually reducing because of erosion, sand dunes in the north. That is the truth. So something must give. The second question, well, you have to commit to me when you are paying your taxes. You have to commit to me when that money will come. So the challenge is this, on a serious note. On a serious note, so you will notice that, interestingly, I said it before, that what you think are priorities might not necessarily be. So for that place, if you notice, we have to enter Bonny Camp to take drainage to the lagoon. So we have to break the road. So the most important thing that we are doing in that place is to make sure that we deflood the place. It doesn't matter how many times we build that road. It will be destroyed if we don't solve the drainage problem in that axis. So we must solve that first and then start to come to the road. So, but I told you that the roads that we awarded 2 years ago are 10 naira. They are now 40 naira. But that your tax that you paid last year is not increasing. So don't worry, we will get there. It's just a question of time. But I can't tell you exactly because I don't know when you give me that money.
Thank you very much, sir.
But don't worry, we will get there. It's just a It's just a challenge of resources, but we get there. The third one is about the youth. What are we doing? I'm sorry, I didn't get the question very well. But what is our plan for the youths?
And their businesses.
And their businesses.
Yes.
So, well, it depends. It depends on what you do. So what we've realized is that small businesses, SMEs, for example, the biggest challenge is not resources. A lot of them have resources. The biggest challenge is they die within the first 5 years. We realize that study has shown us that 66% of them will die before. So what we are trying to do, that's why we set up the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. That's why we created a Ministry of Employment and Wealth Creation, deliberately to focus on the SMEs. So if you have ideas, and that's why we have the Lagos State Employment Trust, like I said. Over the years, they've given close to 10,000 businesses, individuals, especially women and people with disability, grants and loans below 10%. So the bottom line is this, and they don't just give you grants, they also mentor you. How do you sustain businesses? How do you keep accounts? How do you do this? How do you do marketing and so on and so forth? So if you have a business idea, you must be able to put it down on a piece of paper. And what you do is you apply there. So go to, do you know the website of Lagos State? You don't. You do. Do you know it? You do. Okay. So if you know, just go there and check Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. If you know it, interact with them, and then they'll be able to deal with you. They cannot give everybody, but just make sure you are one of the best. You understand? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
And Chairman, to say thank you for your time. Thank you for making out time. And then can I, with your permission, sir, I will use Pa. Kabesi was 86. I know how you stand during the induction, and I watch you straight up, standing straight, and I wonder how many younger people are still able to do that. Mr. Alaba Okupe, thank you very much for your time. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Now it's time to appreciate the keynote speaker and all our panelists. My chairman, sir, I would like to invite you to join me. Thank you very much, sir. And our two trustees, sirs, please join us also. Chairman of my committee, it would be nice for you to stand beside me to support. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, please, sir. Princess, yeah, please join us. She's on her way. I was asking for you. Come up here. Come up, as not you. Just come up. My hand is available. My hand is available.
Committee. So we have this plaque for you. It's just to show how we cherish you for today and for the honor that you've done to Ikoyi Club 1938 by coming here. In fact, I will say this clearly, it didn't take us much time for us to get him to come here. We went to see him, and while we were leaving him in his office some few weeks back, he gave us some present, and he promised that he will be here. On Sunday, I saw him at Amneko Club in a party, and he confirmed to me that he will be here. You won't believe it that he was here earlier than time. We had to keep him somewhere in the rotunda for almost about 30 or 40 minutes. And he didn't really bother. He said, oh, no, 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 no. And I was even wondering, I said, with this rain, he said, me unshe you now, so I have to come. So thank you very much, sir, for being here. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. And I'd like to invite Mrs. Reina Tunibanjo, representing the MD of NSTPC, to join. Ibisa, where are you? Erika, please come up. Dr. Decker.
The greatest use of life is to spend it on something that will outlast it. William James. Few weeks before the 1938 general elections in colonial Lagos, just within the making of history and the promise of a new era, a legacy was born. 1938 was the year the beacon of camaraderie and shared dreams was established, an elite community of exclusivity and tradition that will endure. We're back in the living room, this time in an interview with the past. A safe space for the privileged few, an escape from the rigors of everyday life. It wasn't a party, it was the people. It wasn't seeking influence, it gave influence. It was all white. Then it became very Nigerian, a testament to its open and welcoming arms. This is its history, present and tomorrow laid bare. Its story retold, its place and people celebrated. This child of wanderlust, a nomadic offspring, a resting place for wanderers looking for where the stars begin, turns 85. And this is only the beginning. This place of music and love, a legacy of togetherness stretching from almost a century ago, holds within its walls a rich history of men and women who have lived, still live, and will continue to live through their offsprings. Ikoyi Club 1938, a place for the preservation of family from parents to child and through generations. We will always promote the tenets of the family because that is where society begins.
It will be the definer for greater things in the larger community that we're in. And when I mean the larger community, not just Nigeria, the whole of the West Coast. So you'll be seeing an Ikoyi Club that is steeped in high traditions and culture, blended with cosmopolitan values, with state-of-the-art equipment, facilities that members can always run into and know that they're in a place that they belong to, a place that they want to hand over to their children, their grandchildren. So that legacy that they met from their own parents, from the colonialists, will transcend beyond 100 years, maybe forever.
Ikoyi Club is a family club. It's a club where when you join, your wife, your children are automatically members of the club. Your children ceases to become members of the club when they are 25, 30 years and above. And through that, they now can come in as ordinary members of the club.
There are a lot of young professionals who want to join the club, but they cannot join because there's no space. So we must decide to bring in the young, affluent Nigerians, young bankers, young professionals, so that they can join the club. They are waiting outside. I feel passionate about this. When I came back from England, it was a Ikoyi club, Island club, Yoruba tennis that I could join. If not, I would be in the street. I'll be in beer parlors. Nowadays, young people want to join a Ikoyi club, but they haven't got the Ikoyi club cannot take all of them. So I feel passionate about this. I am very passionate about it. I have a lot of young bankers, young men who want to join, but they cannot join because they cannot take them. Whereas most of us old members who are here are just managing. The committee has to find a way to relieve them so that we can take a lot of young people. That is my stand.
It's such a lovely club and it's been maintained over the years, so well. My daughter, who is now 25, when she was born, I used to take her swimming. She learned to swim at Ikoyi Club with the coaches there, Coach Tunde and the rest. Right from when she was 6 months old, I was putting her in the pool. She also comes there to play tennis when she's on holidays from her abroad, and she comes there to use the club. So hopefully when she's in the country again, she can be a full-fledged member of the club. So we have generations in my family. My parents, my dad just celebrated his 85th, full-fledged elder, senior member of the Ikoyi Club, and myself, and then my daughter next, by God's grace. I want to wish the club a very, very happy anniversary.
Quintessential by all means and methods. A vibration set by itself. The club stretches and sprawls with lush greenery, a fertile ground for golf. We don't mean the lure when we say we have the best courts for tennis, basketball and all sports that unite and keep our people whole. We are royalty, entertained royally.
The club will still remain number one. We are pioneering a lot of changes as we go along. And lately we are bringing more and more of the younger ones into the club to take over from the existing members. So we are not going to change in our ways as a leader in the country. We'll continue to maintain that position.
I've been a member of the Ikoyi Club I can't remember how long, over 25 years, since I started my days in banking. When I got to a senior level in banking, when I could join the club. And I've been a member since. It's been wonderful, wonderful. I'm practically in the club every morning at the gym, in the sports section. I also play tennis and I swim. So the club has been a major part of my lifestyle.
The Ikoyi Club is doing all its best to ensure that the club moves along with the global world in terms of digital age. For example, as at now, the Ikoyi Club has an app where it allows members to order for book, order for food, order for book for games, book for everything, and then pay online before they even get to the club.
We are almost about 85 years now. In another 15 years, we'll be 100 years. We'll be turning on a new century. And time now is for us not to start planning what will be the second century Ikoyi Club that we envisioned or we envisage for the younger generation that are coming behind us. We must be planning to leave behind a good legacy of an institution that continue to thrive, continue to be self-sustaining, and be able to take the baton further in terms of infrastructure, in terms of environment, the ambience of the environment, in terms of iconic structures that we can point to and say that, look, the forefathers or the progenitors of the Ikoyi Club left some infrastructure for us. We have taken it further and we have been able to improve upon that and been able to do so many iconic things, particularly in terms of infrastructure and the ambience of the environment. So really, that's really our aspiration, our perspective.
Musicians of the grandest levels have graced our stages. From King Sunny Ade to King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, kings have come to entertain kings and queens. The club provides the best nightlife for daydreamers and workers alike and will continue to do so. This club and its history. Our history is bound by togetherness. Here, everyone matters, like cells make up the body, like matter makes up mass.
I was born in August 1938, which is the year and month of Ikoyi Club. So I'm more or less like a symbol of Ikoyi Club. I love the club, and for two main reasons. They have the swimming pool where I was able to train my grandchildren swimming. Since there, I brought them, all those in England came, and I was teaching them swimming in the swimming club, in the swimming pool. Second day, I played tennis, not just playing on that, I played tennis at a high level. I used to play tennis with the elders at the tennis club. Those people above 70, we always play tennis together from 12 noon, around 12 noon. So when it is very hot, after that we shower. So I was playing tennis so much that I injured my back. So now I'm on a wheelchair, and I still come to swim. I still come to swim at the club. It's a wonderful club. I love the great club, and my children are also members. I'm very impressed by the improvements the club does far, and I want to wish the club more advancement, more developments, more progress, and particularly the president and the vice president and members of the committee. I wish them well, and I wish them success.
From all perspectives, the stakeholders of Ikoyi Club are numerous to mention, from government to the members, to the less privileged in society, to the society at large. Ikoyi Club is one at home with all these stakeholders. To the government, we must ensure that we pay all those due taxes in terms of consumption taxes, taxes to the government, and ensure that we also contribute our quota to the needy in society by visiting motherless babies' home, charity organizations, and make sure that we contribute to the development and advancement of the society in general. So the aspirations are such that we will continue to be relevant to the society that we live in, or that we operate in, to be able to ensure that our members are kept abreast of what's going on in the larger society, and ensure that whatever they can get anywhere in any club of this standard all over the world, they are going to get it in the Ikoyi Club. And that's really our aspiration and our intention, that it must continue to happen.
The club has a rule. There's a rule book that guides the club. Nobody can go beyond it. But I hope and I pray that the younger guys, with their youthful exuberance and all those things, they will still be able to maintain the rules of the club. And that's all. Otherwise, the club will go down.
Okay, talking about rules, can you tell us briefly about the set values that set this club apart from way back?
It's the rules. You see, for example, the Ikoyi Club, it doesn't matter who you are. If you are found wanting or you committed an offense in the rule, you will go to the disciplinary committee, and they will judge you accordingly. If you're supposed to go on suspension, they will suspend you. If you're supposed to be given warning, they will warn you. But Ikoyi Club is strictly managed and governed by the rules that have been set ever before. Although there are little amendments, but the rules are there. So every member, every new member or every member has the rule book at hand.
This is Ikoyi Club 1938, an enduring legacy, octogenarian and kicking.
Well, I joined as a captain in 1990, and I retired as an admiral in 1999, and since then I still stay as a member of the club.
Okay, it's good to know that you're still, here and hearty, and you see the club celebrating, 85th anniversary.
Oh, yes.
I know for sure you're a lifetime member of the club. Can you do some, reflections, especially about how the club is evolved over the years to become what it is today?
Yes. Okay. All right. Yeah, we used to have two clubs that formed this club now. used to be Lagos Golf Course and Ikoyi Club. With this mainly social and recreation club at that time. Because of the space, they felt that it was necessary for them to join together and form a formidable club that we have today. And apparently they started with about only 2 or 3 sections, plus golf, making about the 3rd section. But of course, golf has land, but golf didn't have money then. Yes, reflections from those 2 clubs, they now came together and formed Ikoyi Club 1938, being the year the 2 of them merged together to form this formidable club, which I reckon that is very unique, and there's not many of it around the world. Having all the 8 sections like we have now in one place. In particular, golf, which has an expanse of land. The secretariat was used to be part of a golf course, but because the federal government owns the whole Ikoyi at that time, so they were able to take part of it from us, and that's where we are. And since then, the club has been growing and growing and growing in popularity and in population.
Okay, thank you very much. Are you, on a final note, just give us a personal encounter, your personal experience with the club, how it has impacted your life, especially in terms of recreation, keeping fit, and the likes?
Well, let me tell you, I'm a 77-year-old man, and I think I'm good for my age. I play golf. I try to play golf at least 3 times a week, and I think it has helped me to maintain my sanity. I don't usually have blood pressure that is outside the normal. So I think that I do some swimming. Those days when I was younger, the days I don't play golf, I go and swim, and that has kept me fit. But I still also thank God that some people still do that, and they still feel awful. So I think my being like this, well, I must thank God, of course, like I said, but the game has helped me a lot.
Oh.
And it reaches, and I'm able to reach so many people, I'm able to popularize myself too as well, because golf takes you to almost every corner of the world. And I think I projected that. I projected the name of the Ikoyi Club 1938 very well.
Oh.
The future of the club is bright. If we maintain the standard we have now, we have opportunity to do it better, and because so many things are happening. The modern world, IT and everything, has changed the whole way we do things before. Now you can stay in your house and pay the bill, stay in your house and pay somebody's bill anywhere in the world, and that has helped the club. You don't need to force yourself to come to the club to come and pay. That's why in the next future, the IT we take charge fully, and then maybe by that time we will just be sitting down in our houses and casting our votes during the election. So and I think that unfortunately for us, there's no way to expand anymore to have more other sections. But we are contemplating as it is now that we might be able to go outside Lagos and look for a prime land to create such things like this, another set of Ikoyi Club, where we can sort of keep other people around that area, to join social clubs and be useful to them, as this one has been useful to all of us.
Give us a congratulatory message.
Oh yes, of course. Yes, I remember I was the chairman, captain of golf here, and I was the chairman of the at the time. I think that was about the 73rd or 72nd anniversary of the club. So good wishes to the club. The club is doing fine. It's still very popular among some people who want to do some exercise and also belong in a way that it's an opportunity to reach out to many people, and it is doing well. So I wish the club all the best, and I wish our members to keep to the rules of the club so that we can continue to enjoy the good legacies our forefathers left for us on the name of Ikoyi Club 1938.
Okay, I think without a doubt, Ikoyi Club 1938 is actually a unique club, not only in Nigeria, but I think the whole of Africa. And it's not easy for an institution in Nigeria, for instance, to survive 85 years. It says a lot about our values. The club is governed strictly by rules, and we have who is who in Nigeria as members of the club. And that's basically what has sustained us. Strong culture, strong values, and extensive. So the club has survived largely based on the strong culture, the strong values, and of course, the adherence, strict adherence to rules, which is what has actually kept the club going up till now.
Okay, please share with us some key milestone achievements of the club in terms of its infrastructure and other things like other developments.
I'm sure if you take a walk around the club, every day we have new things being actually added in terms of our critical infrastructure. We've been evolving and developing, changing with the times to cope with the demands of our members so that we can continue to serve our members very well. So it's always an ongoing thing. The club is extremely responsive to changes, and that's why we are here today, and we still remain the #1 social club in the country.
Okay, so the club is the world is becoming more complex every day. So and we see the club moving along with the tide. What are your projections? Where do you see this club, few years from now?
To start with, the club will still remain #1. We are pioneering a lot of changes as we go along, and lately we are bringing more and more of the younger ones into the club to take over from the existing members. So we are not going to change in our ways as a leader in the country. We'll continue to maintain that position.
Okay, so at this point, can you do a brief goodwill message for the club at 85?
Yeah. It's great to be 85, and it is my belief and prayer that the club will continue to grow stronger and stronger. And the club will definitely survive for another minimum 200 years.
I've been involved with the Ikoyi Club since 1973 when I was studying in England, and I became a member in 79. So I'm now a life member. I'm one of the few honorary members. There are 49 of us. Yeah.
Okay, so based on your experience as a member of the club since 1979, can you do a reflection of how the club has evolved over the years to this contemporary, social reality?
Yes. Well, I thank God for His mercies that all these years I've been a member of the club. And initially it was an Onyibo club, mostly Onyibos. The club was formed by them, for them. As at in the early 70s, there were very few Nigerians, mostly civil servants and the affluent. When we joined in the late 70s, we were the young ones, young professionals. How old was I? 34 when I joined the club. And you can see at 79 now. Like I said, the club was basically an Onyibo club. Well, we thank God the first Nigerian chairman was Brigadier Gigi Ali in 1977. And then Nigerians have been chairmen since then. We thank God that we have progressed.
Well, Ikoyi Club at 85, as it is now, we are moving into a digital age, and Ikoyi Club is doing all its best to ensure that the club moves along with the global world in terms of digital age. For example, as at now, Ikoyi Club has an app where it allows members to order for book, order for food, order for book for games, book for everything, and then pay online before they even get to the club.
So the club is, I can see it's a mixture of young and old. You have a category of people who are not too tech savvy. How do you manage this to get them digitalized?
The old people?
Yes.
As long as you can use an Android, you are not old. As long as you can use WhatsApp, you are not old. The technology is so simple that a 19-year-old man can even still use it. So going digital does not limit, it doesn't have any age limit.
Okay, let us move away from technology now. Generally, where do you see the club going?
Well, like you said earlier, we are having older people moving out of the club. The youngers are coming in. And I hope and I pray, because the younger generation has a different perception of things. I hope they will be able to maintain the standards of the club. Although the club has a rule, there's a rule book that guides the club. Nobody can go beyond it. But I hope and I pray that the younger guys, with their youthful exuberance and all those things, they will still be able to maintain the rules of the club, and that's all. Otherwise, the club will go down.
Okay, talking about rules, can you tell us briefly about the set values that set this club apart, from way back? Briefly.
It's the rules. You see, for example, the Ikoyi club, it doesn't matter who you are. If you are found wanting or you committed an offense in the rule, you will go to the disciplinary committee, and they will judge you accordingly. If you're supposed to go on suspension, they will suspend you. If you're supposed to be given warning, they will warn you. But Ikoyi Club is strictly managed and governed by the rules that have been set ever before. Although there are mutual amendments, but the rules are there. So every member, every new member or every member has a rule book at hand. For example, now, if my driver commits an offense, they are not going to punish my driver. They're going to punish me. So that shows that once my driver is coming with me, I have to imbibe the rules of the club in my driver, in my children, in my wife, in everybody. Because if they offend, it's not them they will do, it's me they will cost.
Okay. On the final note, Ikoyi Club once again at 85, do us a good message, please.
Well, I just wish them moving forward and joining the global age in digitalization, that's all. So that everything in Ikoyi Club will not be paper and all this digital. And that's where I see Ikoyi Club going.
Oh, right. I can only share perspective to the extent of the number of years I've spent in Ikoyi Club. I was inducted into Ikoyi Club sometimes in year 1996. And since then, it's been an exciting time to be a member of Ikoyi Club. As we all know, Ikoyi Club is one of the foremost sporting club and members club in the whole of ECOWAS sub-region, particularly probably one of the best 3 in the whole of Africa. With about 9 sporting sections, no other club can actually rival Ikoyi Club in terms of facilities and infrastructure and what it presents to the members in all ramifications. It's been an exciting time, as I said, being a member of Ikoyi Club, and the networking opportunities has been tremendous. In Ikoyi Club, you find who and who in our society in Nigeria, from the army generals to the politicians to business mogul. They are all members of Ikoyi Club. So it presents a very good network opportunities. It presents a good sporting where you can unwind, meet people, keep fit, generally attend to your health in terms of sporting facilities. So it's been a wonderful experience. And we are happy that we turned 85, and hopefully by the grace of God, we'll be here in another 100 years to come. So really, we are proud of Ikoyi Club.
Okay, thank you very much. Taking it from here now, let's look at Ikoyi Club is a club that has distinguished itself, in all ramification. Can you just give a brief account of how innovation has led to its longevity?
Well, the only thing that is constant in life itself is change. And Ikoyi Club has had the opportunity of being led by people who have foresight and vision, and particularly from the founding fathers, and for these people who have kept the baton and kept it going all these years. We are almost about 85 years now. In another 15 years, we'll be 100 years. We'll be turning on a new century. And time now is for us not to start planning what will be the second century Ikoyi Club that we envisioned or we envisage for the younger generation that are coming behind us. We must be planning to leave behind a good legacy of an institution that continue to thrive, continue to be self-sustaining, and be able to take the baton further in terms of infrastructure, in terms of environment, the ambience of the environment, in terms of iconic structures that we can point to and say that, look, the forefathers or the progenitors of the Ikoyi Club left some infrastructure for us. We have taken it further, and we have been able to improve upon that and been able to do so many iconic things, particularly in terms of infrastructure and the ambience of the environment. So really, that's really our aspiration, our perspective.
Okay, so what strategies is the club, holding on to ensure that they continue with a very good relationship with its customers, clients, and members?
Well, from all perspectives, the stakeholders of Ikoyi Club are numerous to mention, from government to the members, to the less privileged in society, to the society at large. Ikoyi Club is one at home with all these stakeholders. To the government, we must ensure that we pay all those due taxes in terms of consumption taxes, sales taxes to the government, and ensure that we also contribute our quota to the needy in society by visiting motherless babies' home, charity organizations, and make sure that we contribute to the development and advancement of the society in general. So the aspirations are such that we will continue to be relevant to the society that we live in or that we operate in, to be able to ensure that our members are kept abreast of what's going on in the larger society, and ensure that whatever they can get anywhere in any club of this standard all over the world, they are going to get it in the Ikoyi Club. And that's really our aspiration and our intention, that it must continue to happen.
Okay, thank you. So on the final note, I would like you to do a goodwill message to Ikoyi Club 1938 at 85. At
85, Ikoyi Club, we wish you a very happy anniversary. We wish for Ikoyi Club that will be able to continue to rival all similar institutions of this nature all over the world, and even do better than any other one. Ikoyi Club has been blessed with good collegiate members of our members, both ordinary members, the honorary members, and the trustees that have passed through the club, and we are all happy to be a member of this club. We are proud, and the Ikoyi Club is a members club that all of us really feel very proud to belong to, and we can only wish Ikoyi Club many more years ahead, and continue to thrive, and continue to expand and blossom. We see a better, more improved, and quite exciting club in the near future, as we turn 100 in the next 15 years.
Back on the beat, BOS International Magazine is back. It's bold, it's fresh, it's everything BOS in print. By popular demand, the magazine you've missed, the one that once traveled side by side with the Biscon show, is back. Reimagined for today, reborn for tomorrow. Once a flagship companion to the BOS brand, BOS International Magazine returns to reclaim its space, not just as a publication, but as a powerful extension of the BOS experience. From the vibrant pulse of people and politics to the fast lanes of sports and lifestyle, from the quiet corridors of influence to the vibrant streets that shape our culture, BOS International Magazine is your passport to the stories that matter. We shine the spotlight on the bold, the brilliant, and the